Well, hello everyone. It's Chef Jazzy John. I'm back again. Today I'm going to show you all how to prepare a homemade southern banana pudding recipe. So first of all, let's get started. Let's gather our ingredients. We have 4 tablespoons of flour. We have a cup and a half of sugar. We have 3 cups of milk. We have just a pinch of salt. And we have 3 egg yolks. I'll explain to you later why I divided the egg yolks. And we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. So let's get started. So we put in our sugar and our flour. Put it directly into the pot. Let me just turn around so you can see. And then we add in our milk. You can add in a small amount at a time. And then we add in our 3 egg yolks. And I'm going to take my beater, my whisk, and I begin to whisk it all together. And we're going to turn it up a little bit, and we'll just keep stirring that constantly until it gets to be a nice texture. So I'm going to go and put all my milk in. And I'm going to just take my wooden spoon, and we can just continue to just stir this up. This is such a great recipe. It's like a down-home banana pudding. And it's really easy and quick. So once I get that started, I'll just take my salt shaker and put a couple of shakes of salt in there. It says a pinch, so I'm just doing a little pinch. Okay, and then let me kind of clean up my little mess right here. Put it over here on the other side of the stove. And basically you just stir this until it gets nice and thick. It's going to take about 15 minutes. I don't want to just hold you up just stirring. So what you can do in this time, you can actually take time to start to slice your bananas. So with this recipe you use about 4 to 5 bananas. So you just kind of slice them pretty thin. Make sure you can see. Okay. So when you buy your bananas, you don't want them to be green at all. You want them to be nice and yellow. Even could have a few brown spots on it. Because with the brown spots on it means it's really, really nice and sweet. And then also, I've taken time to start my dish with my vanilla wafers. You can use any type of vanilla wafers that you would like. So today I just bought just some vanilla wafers. There's all types of brands of vanilla wafers. So we're going to turn this up a little bit more. Okay, so how's everyone's summer going? It's a nice fall summer day. The weather's beautiful. I'm listening to my jazz as usual. You know, I love my jazz as I'm cooking. It relaxes me. So we're going to just let that stir for a minute. Just hold on. I'm good. Okay, so I want you all to make sure you can see this. So we continue stirring, and you just have to really stand over it to make sure that it becomes nice and thick. You'll get a little bubbles. And actually, talking scientifically, what people don't realize that bubbles is what makes things thicken. As the oxygen escapes the solid, it gets thicker. So anytime you're doing anything that you want to get thicker, that's why you have to let it bubble for a little while. So as you see now, it's really nice and bubbly. It's getting very thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the stove down to low. So actually while it's still kind of thick, I'm actually going to start to put some of my bananas right on the vanilla wafers. So you kind of pre-starting your pudding already. It's such an easy recipe and it's so wonderful. It tastes like grandma's for sure from down south. So I'm going to put some of these over here. Banana, I love bananas, and they're so good for you. Because you see, it's just about ready. They get really thick. And it probably takes about a good 10-15 minutes. Thankful for technology, you don't have to wait the whole 10-15 minutes. You know, with me doing these videos, I'm learning a lot of technology as well, which is a great advantage period for this century. So see, it's just about there. It's nice and thick. It's got some nice little bubbles. You don't have to get solid thick, but it's just, you know, it's not like runny like it was at first. So just let it get a little bit thicker. And I just kind of turned it down just so I can control the bubbles. So you don't want it to stick to your pot. So I think that's about ready. And sometimes I'll even add a little banana flavoring in as well with the 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just turn the heat off for now. And then I'm going to add my 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. Just kind of want to put that in at the end. And that's what really gives it that nice homemade flavor and color. See how pretty that looks? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bananas. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. My bananas. Oops, almost forgot a step. So now I'm going to add in a 1/2 stick of butter. And what the butter does, it's an emulsifier or a smoother. It adds the creaminess to it. And it also helps you make sure you don't have any lumps or anything as well. So we're going to stir that butter right in there. Just give it a few more stirs. It's nice and hot, so the butter will melt immediately. Okay. So as you see, it's nice and creamy. And this is how you make homemade pudding. You can actually even use part of this recipe to make homemade ice cream. So what we do is we take it and we just pour it right over the bananas. Make sure it's covered really well. I hope you can see this really well. Okay, just make sure that the bananas and the vanilla wafers are covered. And then you stop for a moment. And then you add, excuse me, another layer of cookies. Just sitting right on top. Take your time. There's no hurry. I always try to do a design. And then even as you put them around there, put them around the sides too. So you get all that good cookie flavor from every bite you have. Uh-oh. Okay, we'll just put that one right in there. Matter of fact, you can actually put them around the edges first if you want. I usually just kind of do a little bit at a time, both ways. Just kind of work yourself around, work your way around. This is one of the best banana puddings you ever had. This is like when you were a kid and your grandmother, your mother made banana pudding at home. I also even make a variation with strawberries. And I'll put maybe 1 small layer of strawberries in between the bananas. And that's really good for a person that likes strawberries. Okay, so then you add a few more bananas. And I turned it off, remember? So I add a few more bananas on top. Just like I said, this is such an easy recipe. So as I was explaining about the while you separate the eggs, if you want to make a meringue, you use the white of the meringue. That's another video. I have to show you guys how to make meringue. I know most people don't really care for meringue on their banana pudding. Some people do. You can maybe put the meringue on for the holiday. When it's Christmas or Thanksgiving time. So just make sure they're distributed evenly. Not evenly, just make sure they're distributed. Okay, so now we got other bananas on. So now we take the remainder. See, it's really nice and bubbly now. You want to just pour that right on over there. Make sure all your bananas are covered. And voila. And this is the type of banana pudding you can actually eat it warm. It doesn't even have to refrigerate because this is real pudding. It's not that box stuff that we're so used to having. So now for the holiday, you can really show off and say, I made homemade scratch banana pudding. So make sure all your bananas are covered. See, it's nice and even. Okay, so now I like vanilla wafers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one more layer of vanilla wafers on top. Like I said, you can actually eat this warm. I wouldn't eat it right now, but in about 20 minutes you can actually eat it if you would like to. So there we have it. Just continue to put all your cookies on. You can even use other cookies. Some people use oatmeal cookies. People use any type of cookies they want. This is the more traditional, the vanilla wafers. So now what I'm going to do is just pop this baby in the refrigerator and let it cool off for about an hour. And then we'll be having banana pudding. So, here you go. Nice homemade banana pudding from scratch. Okay, thank you everybody. It's been a pleasant day with you guys. Continue to enjoy the summertime, what's left, even though now it's fall. And I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you. Chef Jazzy John signing off.